It is December.
It is.
It is the holiday season. And that's all I'm going to sing so we don't have to pay for the rest of the song. I figured we'd do a little kind of fast round of Christmas categories.
Oh, Christmas categories. Okay.
Okay, first we're going to do a little best worst.
Oh, this got me in trouble last time.
It's a little different. No,
Okay.
it's a little different.
Okay.
What's the best and worst Christmas movie?
Ooh, okay. Okay. Hot take.
Oh dear. Where's the air horn?
The trombone. Christmas movies aren't my favorite.
I'm picky about mine.
Yeah.
I'm choosy.
Correct. So one that I love is maybe not a traditional Christmas movie, but it's the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Oh, and here's my hot take. I don't love that one.
Yeah.
It freaks me out.
I feel like it has to I don't know if it had to hit you at a certain. Brandon also hates it. He's like, that's not the Grinch. I go,
it's not. No, it's like it's too much. It's just too much.
It's too much. But I love it. So it's not too much for me.
Have you seen the newer one that came out
with Benedict Cumberbatch?
It's so cute.
I have not watched it.
Oh, my niece is very into it.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like not really that mean in it, right?
He's more just like grouchy. I wouldn't say he's like mean. He's more just like jaded. He's like jaded Grinch.
Mm.
So it's kind of relatable. Like he just gets like annoyed by people, and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I get that. I guess.
Yeah, I am not a big like sentimental Christmas movie.
Okay,
gal.
So here's the thing. My absolute favorite is It's a Wonderful Life.
I have never seen that movie.
That is so hurtful to me directly. I love that movie. It plays every Christmas Eve on NBC.
Okay.
So make an appointment to watch it, or at least record it and then watch it. It's so good. I cry every year at the end. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I will watch anything Jimmy Stewart does, honestly.
That's fair.
But I love that movie so much. So that is probably the most, like, as sentimental as it can be, or one of them anyway.
Right.
But my parents love, my dad and my mother-in-law both love White Christmas. So I think that falls under the kind of that sentimental.
That's fine. I think all of the Christmas movies I like are deeply unserious. So again, Jim Carrey, The Grinch, deeply unserious.
Deeply.
Christmas Vacation, deeply unserious.
Deeply. But I do love that movie.
It's so good. And then like the Muppets.
Christmas Carol.
Yes.
It's so good. It's actually the best telling of that story.
Correct.
It's so good. We need more movies where there is one human and the rest are Muppets.
Oh my God.
Like, do everything like
Can
that.
we do Don't Worry, Darling, but Muppets?
I have said you can go look back in my tweets, which don't, but you can go look. I mean, they're not. There's nothing shocking in there, really. But I had the idea, so just when it happens one day, I would like the credit that you remake the movie Clue. Everybody's a Muppet.
Oh my God.
It's all the Muppets except like the butler.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, well, not technically Christmas holiday, but I'm changing my answer.
Oh.
Because, and it's not a holiday movie, but every Christmas Eve, every New Year's Eve, Brandon and I watch Clue. That is like
I love that movie so much.
Same. Like that's like our little tradish.
That's like a movie I'll watch like twice a year when I don't know what else to put on because it hits all the time.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
I know. It's gonna be at the Orpheum, and Brandon's like, "Is it gonna be as good as the movie?" I'm like, "I don't know," but I'm like,
literally like the movie.
That's what I thought. So I was like, I'm interested.
I'm very interested. So those are the best. How do we feel about worst Christmas movies?
I'm just gonna blanket any Lifetime Christmas movie where a big city gal
moves back to her small town.
And
she's probably a baker.
The lumberjack that she feuded with in high school then all of a sudden becomes her love interest. And I just have no interest in that.
Here's the thing. She's just not open to love.
She has to embrace the Christmas spirit.
She gets back to a small town. She realizes all the people there just want to help her. And it's like, just let him love you. And then they do. I'm saying all this. I don't really like them either.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're so goofy that they are so fun. Like I watched one where it's called A Very Nutty Christmas, and it is about a nutcracker that comes to life, and they fall in love.
Well, now there's one about a snowman.
Oh, the one on Netflix I have not watched. I have watched I don't remember if it was Hallmark or a Lifetime of that. It was called Snowmance.
Oh, no.
It was right there. They had to do it.
They had to
do it. But yeah, I would agree. Those are all pretty rough. And also, I don't love, this might lose me a lot of friends. I don't love Elf.
Oh.
I don't love it.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
It's fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what movie that I will not do a cop out, I guess, and just say any Lifetime movie? You know what movie just like, is a Christmas Story. And I think that I just always would catch it like when I think the Santa is being mean and like gonna like shove him down the slide. And I was like, and I was like,
terrifying.
And I'm like, I'm immediately out. And for those
reasons,
I'm out. And I know that that's probably a hot take, but
I can live with that one.
Okay.
I'll sleep at night. Best and worst Christmas songs.
All of them.
Are the
worst?
Best? Oh, the worst. I will say the list of ones I like is a lot shorter than the list of ones I do not like. I probably dislike like 75% of Christmas music, but there is like a very select list that is superior.
Yeah, I attribute this to being in choirs for a very long time where you're singing Christmas songs for months.
Now, are we talking like churchy Christmas songs? Or are we talking like your
secular
Let It Snows? Yeah.
The secular versions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say both. Well, that's okay, both. So it's the choir were the things that you typically sing at like a Christmas program, whatever. But then also the town that I'm from, which some people, again, if you're a Hallmark movie kind of gal, would find incredibly charming. I find like nails on a chalkboard is they pump Christmas music through Main Street.
Oh, no.
All day.
No.
All December.
No.
After Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Yes. And I have just now in the last 2 years not actively turned to Christmas music off. I've now been able to like be at peace with Christmas music.
We've come to an understanding.
So yeah, the list of songs I dislike is much longer.
But the ones you do like.
You know what's funny is what I have grown fond of, and probably because I did not listen to it growing up, and so it's like fresh for me, is Brandon growing up listened to an album. It was called A LaFace Family Christmas. And it's from like the 90s, and it's like Usher and TLC.
All right.
And it's original Christmas songs, and those are good. I'm like, I can jam to this.
I have the vinyl of Elton John and the Muppets. Not Elton John. No, John Denver and the Muppets singing Christmas.
Okay.
So to bring it back to the Muppets again.
Right.
We're big supporters of the Muppets on this podcast. So, I can't go wrong there. But other than that, the best one, that's tough because the ones I really like. My latest obsession Christmas song, my sister and I are both very obsessed, is Step Into Christmas by Elton John.
Oh.
It's so good. It is there is nothing wrong with it. It is so perfect. It's like jazzy and it's fun.
Has Elton John ever done anything wrong?
No.
Correct.
So,
and have the Muppets? Oh,
no, Muppets.
Oh, yeah, that's John Denver. I was like,
now we're getting
okay,
all
sorry.
jumbled. But that is probably the best. Then, obviously, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Sorry, you can play it over and over again, and I'm still going to be right there with it.
There is a Kelly Clarkson Christmas song. This came out in 2021. And of course, Kelly Clarkson is just incredible.
She can sing literally anything. She's proven.
Right. Yes. Thank you. I was like, yes. Retail has also ruined Christmas.
So I've worked at a couple different places in my teens and early 20s in retail, and over the holiday season, I think they find the most insane versions.
The cheapest ones.
We used to play at a store I used to work at. I counted one time, and I'm not exaggerating. It was like 8 versions of Little Drummer Boy, and I no versions of Little Drummer Boy, so that was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yes. Yep. I worked at Baumgars through high school and college, and so we would listen to the local country radio station, so it was all the country Christmas songs. And then I worked at a clothing store.
Did it play Christmas Shoes? Worst Christmas song.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh.
That's bad.
It's such a bummer.
You know what one I also don't like that just gets earwormed into my brain that then...
Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. It's the worst song of all time. Okay. Yeah, that's all we can give you. But now it's stuck in everybody else's
You're welcome.
Head. That and to rip on another Beatles singing a Christmas song, Happy Christmas, The War Is Over by John Lennon and Yoko Ono is... It's rough. So just, you got to take the good with the bad. And for every good Christmas song, there's 5 bad ones. So...
I prefer new Christmas songs simply because they have not been drilled into my brain. My parents were also big Michael Bublé
of course.
People.
Of course. He's made for parents, basically.
He is.
He found his audience. Real tree or fake tree?
We are a fake tree fam.
Real tree fam.
We, growing up until I was probably 10, we did real trees.
Love my real tree. It smells so good.
Yeah.
We don't do the really picturesque Hallmark movie, go get the tree from a tree farm. We literally go to Ace Hardware and pick it out. But it's just as special.
Speaking of decorating for Christmas, today on the podcast we have Julie Hockney. She is the owner of JH Designs, Bouquet, and JH The Studio. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So you are a graduate of MCC, correct?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your businesses, and how you got here?
Happy to. I grew up here in Omaha, and JH Design is my primary business. We're commercial and residential designers. And the second business would be Bouquet Floral Studio, which was an offshoot of JH Design about 4 years into that project. And then we have a separate retail concept next door called The Studio by JH. So we just keep mixing up the initials so that we never mess up.
We have one through line.
One through line.
Yeah.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Yep. And that works. And we're all, we have some nice synergy together at Clock Tower Village because that's where we all live and that's where our retail bays are.
Awesome. So tell us, I guess, how you got to interior design.
Great question. I was, a kid thinking about what you're going to do when you're older because everyone always says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And my parents actually had hired an interior designer for their home. And I was fascinated watching her. I would sit in the meetings, pick all the finishes. And so I would then start to design my own room. And I was the kid that I got in trouble for staying up all night rearranging my room. I wasn't smoking or sneaking out.
No sneaking out.
No.
Staying very in.
I was staying very in and rearranging everything. And I'd be like, I just want to see if that dresser fit on that wall.
Yeah, Mom, don't you like my new room? And she's
I know you might be mad, but doesn't it look great?
Yeah.
She's like, you're grounded. I'm like, but I'm already home.
Yeah.
Do you
want me to go to my room?
Do you want me to redo it? I could do you have other ideas?
I would get grounded from my room.
Yeah. You can't actually go in there until you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first love. I had an internship in high school Loved it. Ruth Ann Davis. She was renowned, and she was down in the Old Market. And I really saw firsthand what the business was like, which was cool. But then as a 17-year-old, I was in choir. And naturally, you know, my choir director was like, you should be a music teacher.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Done.
Why not?
Yeah, no further questions. Yeah.
Okay, that seems pretty easy. Mark, check that box in my applications for college.
Yeah.
And so I went to the University of Kansas and I studied music education. I got a degree, K through 12. Went on to teach in the inner city, Kansas City. Loved it. Very challenging. But I think I realized at that point, maybe I'm an entrepreneur because these, you know, glimmers of this is confining and I have to like report to people.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe
the
I
basics.
don't love that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't love being told where to be and when.
Yeah.
You know, just a slight realization about myself. And so that kind of, you know, fizzled away. And actually, I don't even know if I've talked about this part of the story, but I moved to Nashville and was working with my husband's band for a while.
Oh.
And then I thought, you know, I do think I want to be a designer still. Went back to school in Nashville to see if I loved it, and I loved it. So we moved back to Omaha, and I worked at a small firm and enrolled back at MCC. And that's why it was perfect for me because I was already working all day, but I knew I needed and wanted this degree. And so I would take classes at night, work during the day. And so that's how from getting grounded in high school came full circle back around to getting the degree.
Yes, I'm sure your
Later.
parents are like, oh.
Yeah,
We thought you gave up on that.
There probably was some satisfaction there. Like, see, it wasn't just a phase of changing my room.
See, this was a real thing.
Yeah.
This was a career.
Yes, exactly.
So that's that. Yeah.
So from MCC, were you working, when did you start JH Design? How did that all come about?
Yep. So I was working at a small firm while kind of getting this degree. Then had my husband and I had our first child, our daughter, whose name is Morgan Francis. She was born in May of 2007. And I did what I saw modeled by a lot of my clients. I was going to be a stay-at-home mom.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
Next phase.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
next
not what I
natural
thought.
step. Yeah.
Not quite what I thought.
No.
That couldn't be me.
Real hard. Very hard for me. But then there was this lingering, well, why can't I do both? And it just opened up this whole discovery of my journey of, you know, maybe I can think about this. And I had an old client call, which is the best form of flattery is when a client calls you to do the next room because you know they loved it and it went well. And she said, Julie, I'm ready for you to design the next room. Let's set a meeting. I said, oh, Sandy, I'm a stay-at-home mom now.
Yeah.
You didn't hear?
Yeah. Haven't you heard?
Did you get my newsletter?
It wasn't in the paper?
Front page.
And so she's like, what? But I want you to come. Because I had said, you know, call the firm. And she said, no, I want you. I was like, Sandy, I don't know how to do that. And she said, just bring the baby. You'll be fine. Hangs up the phone. I can picture myself still walking up Sandy's driveway, baby carrier in one hand, paint deck in the other. I'm like, I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah,
That's
here
my
we
first
go.
job. First job in August of 2007.
Wow.
And the rest is history,
And the
as
rest
they
is history.
say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sandy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandy.
So then from working with Sandy, then how did you build JH? Was it other old clients? Was it word of mouth? Were you like, how did you then build this business?
It was, I would say, 100% referral. But, you know, when you're just working at home on your own, I don't know that a lot of people know to hire you. And so I didn't concentrate on that. I just concentrated on doing a really great job. And the next job that would come along, I would just try and tackle it. And I mean, I didn't really even have childcare to begin with. So I just really slowly, very grassroots, I'd get one job, I'd get a babysitter for a few hours. I'd get another job, I'd buy a computer. It was just very slow and steady. All the way up until 2010. We had our son in 2010. I think in 2011, I was looking around thinking, I've got 2 kids. I've got an installer coming to pick up a check. I've got this phone ring. I was like, I think we have zero separation anymore.
And that's just, it's like you always feel on.
I had nowhere to go.
Yeah, because nothing feels relaxing because you're working where you're usually relaxed. You used to relax.
Well, or think about it. You can't go home to get away from work, and you can't get to work to get away from home.
Right. Because they are one. They are one.
It's like I was grounded again.
Oh my God. Except I'm doing it to myself.
Yeah.
I grounded
Self-grounded.
So I reached out to actually MCC people and said, I think I need a design assistant. I didn't know what it meant to hire someone. I didn't know who I needed. I had no idea what it looked like. I just knew I needed it. And I hired an MCC grad right out of school, Rachel Kavanaugh.
Hi,
She's
Rachel.
amazing.
Hi, Rachel.
She's been with me since 2011. So do the math. That's what, 13 years? 13 years?
Almost 14.
Almost 14. Yeah. And she's incredible. And we have several MCC grads, but I found that, so that's how JH was born. And we just really slowly built it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, fast forward to today, if you add Bouquet Floral and I didn't even mention Steamboat. We have an office in Steamboat, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Opened that a couple years ago. So if you total up everyone, there's 22 employees.
Wow.
And Rach was the first.
And it all started just in your house. And now look.
Yeah. This is the possibilities.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So how did you make the transition from interior design to floral?
Yes. I remember this very well. So picture if you open a magazine or you get on Houzz or Pinterest and you're looking for kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to always see some sort of fresh floral aspect or fresh fruit. You're going to see something they added to just soften and complete the photography. And so I was standing there with a photographer shooting the first kitchen I ever did. And I was like, oh no. And they're like, what? I'm like, we need something on the island. And they're like, what do we need? And I said, I don't know. It just needs to be tall and white and maybe have some green stuff hanging off the side. And they're like, how do you make it? I don't know, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Yeah. I'm on it. Because I didn't see anyone else raising their hand.
Yeah, everybody was like, okay,
I don't
so
know.
you got that.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if she wants something tall on the counter. I don't know.
Okay. And they're bringing me odd objects from the garage. I'm like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
So I would go to the wholesaler, get the florals, find a container. I was probably doing it all against the rules. And I'd make this thing, and it was beautiful, and we'd have the photo shoot. And then the client called me like a month or so later, and she said, I'd like to order that thing for a party that you made for our island.
Uh-oh.
Oh, whoopsies.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, I made a thing? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that.
Can
yeah.
you describe it again for me?
Did you just write down what you think was maybe in it?
Do you have photos
Yeah.
of it? That'd be no reason. I have. I
Yeah.
mean, I have them, but
Really professional. No
Yeah.
idea what it costs. What would you pay for that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you offering?
Yeah.
So then it was a couple centerpieces, then it was a holiday party, and then it was, could you do 25 centerpieces for a wedding?
Yay.
Why not?
Casual.
Sure.
Casual.
And I have flowers all over my kitchen. My husband comes down. It's like 2 a.m. He's like, what is going on? And I go, I know. Isn't it amazing? I don't think he thought it was amazing.
He just turns around and leaves.
I was going to say, yeah, my husband would
knows
have been
me.
like, I got to go.
Yeah, my husband would have stopped asking questions, I think.
He knows when to stop asking. And so I was like, he's right. I need to table this and do it the right way with the right resources. So found a space in Blackstone. Hired a guy named Mark Griffith, who's amazing, and he's a brilliant florist. And we started together, and we opened 10 years ago in 2014.
Wow.
And we had a card table and a vision. We had a card table and a vision.
That's actually the slogan on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it keeps costs low. Nothing else going on. We love that.
Yeah. And away we go. And he's like, well, what? I was like, one of the first days, what should we do? I go, well, I don't know. Get some business cards or something, I guess. Call MUD.
Right? Yeah.
I know.
Get the lights turned on. I don't know.
I don't know. What are we having for lunch? What do you like?
One arrangement at a time. I don't think too far ahead or in the past. One of my mantras is just be in the moment because I don't like to be a worrier. And so that's how I do that. And so fast forward to date, we did 75 weddings this year.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's a lot of weddings.
So many weddings.
It's a lot of hauling stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like multiple a weekend, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think our max was 5 on one weekend, and we learned
my
that's maybe
God.
not feasible. But
Yeah.
Sarah runs Bouquet. She's phenomenal, and they work hard.
I believe it.
Yes.
I believe it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, when you were doing this out of your house, I doubt you had commercial grade coolers in your.
Nice. So let's see. One night I put them all in the basement and I turned the airway down in the house and opened all the vents. Another night I used the garage.
And your husband's like, get blankets up to his chin.
He's like, why is it so cold in here? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm comfortable. I'm downright cozy.
Are you getting sick?
Yeah, you're looking a little feverish.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't think it's cold at all.
Why are you shivering?
Like I said, I didn't even know at that point I had to cool them that long.
Yeah.
So, but we made it.
Trial and error.
They worked.
Yeah.
Question.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And then because it's not in Blackstone anymore.
Right. So now we're all together. In late December of 2019, the Bay became available next to us. I'm like, ooh, I know this is smart to be together. I was spending a lot of time, traveling back and forth. So for synergy reasons and marketing and shared finance, I was like, let's be roommates. Let's move in together.
Oh.
Took the space, signed the lease, did some construction, hired more staff, and had a grand opening on March 6th of 2020.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Soon thereafter, we had 35 weddings cancel overnight. Rough.
That is rough.
Rough. And we just vowed to keep everyone and figured out. We pivoted. We did daily florals, workshops online, delivered floral kits to doorsteps.
That's a good idea.
You name it, we did it. And we survived, and now here we back are.
That is entrepreneurial spirit. If I ever heard such a thing, to be able to
pivot that quickly.
Yes, brainstorm and pivot and bring those ideas to life.
Fruition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
was
so
true.
impressive.
On a hope and a prayer. Just like,
that's right.
Hopefully people still do this.
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that it obviously was successful that now that things have all gone, back to normal-ish.
Normalish.
Yeah,
New normal.
normal-ish. That's what everything is anymore, normal-ish. You're still here. Where a lot of businesses didn't make it through that time.
No, super grateful. We all learned a lot. It was quite the roller coaster.
Oh, yes. I think everyone learned a lot about themselves and their businesses and everything in that time.
Yeah. So I assume, 2020, everyone's stuck in their houses and everyone's now looking very closely at their home.
Too close.
Too close.
One might say too close.
Yeah. So did that coming out of, again, quote unquote normal, coming back out where people were starting to do stuff again, did you see a surge in your business of people being like, oh, I've stared at this wall now for too long?
We kind of did. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I believe that.
Yeah. We're not going on this vacation, so we're going to put the money towards the basement.
Oh,
or we're not doing this anymore, so we're going to do this. Or I'm stuck at home working. My office is atrocious, and I have to be on these calls.
Yep.
So we did a lot of that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Or if you were me, you were working at the dining room table for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And you were just staring.
Yeah. That was great for us.
It was tough.
That was a good time and bad time.
Yeah. Maybe I should have moved in. If only I would have known. I should have moved to my house then so I could really sit and think. My husband gets so frustrated with me. We moved into our house 3 years ago, and it took a year and a half to get anything painted. And I have swatches on almost all of my walls. Or hanging art.
You're one of those swatch ladies.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, please. He's like, how many different shades of white are there? I go, more than what I have here.
This is eggshell. This is cream.
This one is stark white. One is reads a little bit more gray. This one's a little bit more yellow. He's
gotta look at the undertones.
He's like, I cannot with you.
He's like, stop with the swatches. I've told people, I said, you should hire a designer. You would save money in paint swatches. And I was right, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably.
Well, don't you just also want a professional opinion on those things too? If you're going to look at it all the time.
Oh my God.
It's tricky.
I want it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's, I have decision paralysis. I just wait. Because I'm like, I just want to make sure that I don't want to have to redo it. I just want to do it right. And he's just like, I just don't want to look at a blank wall.
He just wants it done.
He's like, please just put something on the wall. Please.
I don't care what it is, honestly.
Yeah. I'm like,
just do it.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'll get our wedding photos printed one day.
Oh my God.
That's another one, huh?
Yikes.
No comment.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Someday you just got to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Just progress over perfection.
Well,
yes.
Let's I'll table that one. Progress, never heard of her.
Don't know her. Don't know her.
Paralyzed in fear? Sure, that I got. Progress, never heard of her. We'll get there. So then the studio is then another extension of your design.
Correct. So that's the newest, what I would call business, and we're all together. The studio was born out of us fixing a problem, filling a void where we would shop for that last 10% of a project. Because you can finish a space, but if you walked into a space you love and you took everything off the walls, every little like kind of adornment accessory, it would look very undone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But a lot of people don't either want to spend the money on the last 10%, or they think they can do it, or they never get to it. Sounds like somebody here.
I don't like how you really pointed it.
Wow, it's a good thing this isn't a video. medium.
Yeah.
I just really called you out. Anyways, we were shopping very inefficiently all around town all day, waiting, parking, waiting in the checkout line, wrapping it up, filling the car, taking it to the next place. And I thought, we just need to have our own store. So it's meant to be a store, not only that our designers can use to finish a project, but it's a retail store open to the whole public. So you can come in and buy a candle, one pillow, one piece of art, whatever, and you don't feel the pressure that you have to have hired a designer. You can come still do it yourself, but yet have professionals, right? They're guiding you.
Give an opinion.
Yeah. So you can, like all these pictures that you've laid out for me here. I don't know what this is all about.
That's not my house.
Yeah, no. I don't. These were here. I don't know.
It looks like my living room, but
it was a very popular build. You know,
very, very suspicious.
But what do you think of this?
Right.
What would you say that this girl needs?
Oh, this one? That looks like you.
Yeah.
Picture.
No. You're right. She does. Crazy, but it's not me.
I get that all the time.
Yeah. There's a doppelganger out there. No. Lives in a similar home.
Now, you could actually tell this suspiciously similar person if you did know them.
Yeah.
They could bring their pictures into the studio by JH and have help shopping for things that would look good in their home and then still do it themselves.
There you go.
And it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And you don't have to mess up.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, and you get it done.
Yeah.
And again, not pointing fingers.
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah, I'll write that one down.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you guys do a great job designing things, but do you have design icks? Like anything that you see in a house and you're just like, ooh, no.
Or if it's like overly trendy.
Yeah.
Or do you even believe like that? I mean, obviously there are times where things ebb and flow in popularity, but like, does a trend ever really, I don't know how I'm trying to phrase this, I guess, but like, does something ever really like go out of style, or is it just?
It's a great question because it's kind of like hairstyles. Like there's only so many.
Yeah.
There's only so many colors. There's only so many curves or straight lines you can put to furniture. So I don't have like specific icks, like if one thing bothers me. What bothers me is when people overdo one thing.
Right.
Like, oh gosh, you didn't know when to stop. Like it's so clear. So when people said gray was in,
right,
that's fine, whatever. But if you have a gray wood floor and a gray cabinet and a gray painted wall, now you're in a prison.
Gray wood floors are really triggering to me. So, because it's not natural. There are no gray trees. I think that's why I get so angry. I'm like,
it's infuriating.
But it's just such a cold tone. So to have it all over is dreary.
To have it everywhere. And then it really get under my skin when people be like, I heard gray's out. And I'm like, no. Gray itself did nothing wrong.
Yeah, also the color gray will never be out.
It can't be out. It's not in or out. What's out is people that overdid a current trend.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's not the gray's out. Leave gray alone.
Yeah.
It's the
gray is innocent in this.
Yeah. Gray did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Well, the gray floors did.
Yeah.
That is a crime.
That is a crime.
So I don't know who did that one. See, they were trying to overdo the trend.
They're
like, gray's in, we better make the floor gray.
Catherine and I are avid Zillow creepers.
Oh,
and the amount of gray, the amount of homes that you see that had nice wood floors that they either covered or tore out and put gray floor in.
It's so upsetting. The worst is when one room has, you can tell the original floors, And like one room, they must have been really bad. So they were like, well, let's just put in new floors. And they put in gray. So then it's like the gray, and they look more like tile-ish, like the gray wood floors. And then it's like this beautiful natural wood next to it. It's just like,
that's not good.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a toughie.
That's a hard one for me. The overdoing of things. It's knowing when to say when. It goes for a lot of concepts, colors, light fixtures. I'm like, you should have done 3 less, or just, you can't. The jewelry can't be everywhere. You gotta have some negative space on walls. I mean, knowing when to say when applies really to design all across the board.
So, like, I assume that a lot of social media, like TikTok and Pinterest and
Instagram,
and all of those things are
Zillow.
They're like, oh my God, I see everyone's doing this molding on their house or on their walls. I'm like, okay, my house is built in the 50s, clearly not a molding house.
It might not apply to you.
Like, I just like don't understand why everyone's just putting it. Like, I get it because everyone wants to be in, but it's just like,
and it can look great a lot of places. But I think it's smart. You have to recognize the architecture of your own home before you just slap it up. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to look at the whole picture. You can't just look at one wall in one room.
You don't want it to be a fun house, also.
Like where every house is
like a fun. I mean, you want your house to be a fun house. You don't want to have a fun house.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want the circus music playing in the background.
I like the scary mirrors. And you feel like you're trapped.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
So the other thing that you do with the college is you are also on our foundation.
Yes.
When did you join the foundation board?
I think it's been 3 years now.
Okay.
And I have a passion for trade school. And it was really cool. I think I've always had that passion, but then as I started to recognize that maybe I was different from a lot of my peers by going to MCC and how that was okay and accepted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I could show like, well, look what I did with my degree.
Yeah.
It mixed with my passion for people that use their hands and really spent their days doing what they believe they were built to do, using their gifts. So I have a passion for having a place where people can go to learn how to do the things they're naturally gifted to do. Because I feel like for so many years, we mistold our kids. We said, go sit in that classroom, be like everyone else, go get into this school, pay for it, or accrue a bunch of debt, and then go sit at a desk and you'll probably be miserable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair.
No.
And for some people, it's great, but the unfairness was to say that it was the best thing for everyone. The generalization was unfair.
That's not one size fits all.
It's not one size. Yeah. And so to me, having, like I said, a place to go, whether it's culinary or horticulture or mechanical, welding, upholstery, wall hanging, building furniture, I have a passion for that immensely. So that's part of the reason I'm on the board, and actually also helped start a scholarship here in the culinary school for Taylor, who was a student that passed away years ago. So I have a passion for it in general.
That's awesome. We talk about this all the time.
Yes.
MCC is just doing really great things and has for a long time. But the cultural shift of not having to go to a 4-year school and being able to have a good job out of all of that is just really incredible.
Yeah. That there are other pathways where you can find just as much success. And if you already have the skills or the gift to be able to do those things with your hands or think that way and to just really make that shine more instead of dimming it and trying to be good at something else.
Absolutely.
Just to appease others
or
ultimately think that's culturally what you should be doing.
100%.
That's not the move.
No.
Do what works.
And ultimately, I think you're more rewarded in life.
Yes.
Because you're doing what you feel confident in because you're built to do it.
And your work doesn't always, work will at some point feel like work.
Oh,
but you also want a job where it doesn't always feel like work because you enjoy doing it.
Because you enjoy doing it, yeah.
You would probably say your work, there are days where it feels like work. Uh-huh. But then there are days where you're like, oh, that was such a fun day. I love what I do.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's definitely true. It doesn't feel like a job as much. So, and I'm proud to say we have several MCC grads.
Hey, we love to hear that.
Hi, MCC grads.
Hi, MCC grads, all of you. I think we're up to 4 or 5. I'm not sure.
Hey.
We're not exclusive to MCC, but we're just proud to have all grads. But
right.
Nancy Stevenson, who I adore, runs your design department, and she brings one of her classes on a field trip to our studio every year. And
she's wonderful.
It's so cool.
Yes.
Just kind of seeing the students walk around and hearing the story of the different graduates. And so I love that. So she comes and visits us, and you guys can come too.
Oh my God, we'll have to bring wherever these pictures came from. We'll have to bring
randomly
of these homes that we've never seen before.
Googled. Yeah.
It's a good idea. I think you should gather those up. Come by. Come see Robin.
Oh my God,
She's a whiz.
Robin.
She's great. She can help you style your home.
Robin, hold your calls.
Robin cleared the day.
Robin
cleared the
after
day.
you see these random photos.
These two are a lot.
Yeah.
Get the Prosecco out. We have it on tap.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, well,
Robin,
we'll be
clear the
following
day
you
and the
back to the
night.
office.
Get the beds ready.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do you have couches in your studio that we can buy if we?
We need to test. We need to test them out first, but you know.
Yeah. And then we send it home with you.
Oh,
great!
Wow, I love that.
Full service.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming and chatting with us.
You're very welcome.
This was fun.
You've now got two people that will never leave you alone.
Oh,
maybe.
Hey,
but
I'll take it.
Like, we'll just email. What do you think of this?
Is that you again?
Yeah. Is that your hand?
No.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. These are hypothetical homes.
Research for my next podcast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and we'll have to have you back.
Yes,
My pleasure.
this was
Thanks for
fun.
having me.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Yeah.
See you soon.
MCC Made with Emma Frazier, Catherine Riggs, and Tim Clark. Produced by Emma Frazier. Executive produced by Nanette Rodriguez. Production support by Herdat. Got a question for us? Email mccmade@mccneb.edu, and your question may be answered on a future podcast.